The Southwest really blossomed for neon signs after the war when the car culture took off. And that's why we have as many kinds of signs as we have out here. And I feel the signs out here have a completely different feel than the signs back on the East Coast. Style is a little more cash, and the stuff out here tends to be a little more fun. My name's Jude Cook, and we're at the Ignite Sign Art Museum. We opened October 10th of 2018. It's very new. Signs are taken for granted, you know, and you don't even appreciate them until they're gone. Born and raised in Iowa, we moved out here in 1983 after the winter of 1982-83.
And what was it that brought you out here?
The winter of 1982-1983. It was brutal. We were looking for some place with a lot of sun, and we looked at Phoenix and really liked Tucson. Tucson is still a small, big town, and it's a beautiful city. I've developed an appreciation for the history we've got here, specifically through what we're doing. My mother was an artist, and so I went to every art class that she ever taught. When I got through school, I realized regular education is not my thing, so I went to a 2-year school like Pima College for commercial art. I had been working on the side doing sign painting in the evenings, and I finally got to the point where I decided to quit the job I was doing and opened my own shop back in Iowa in 1976. I hired my first employee in '87. I currently have 14 people working for me. It's cool, it's a lot of work. The shop's open 8 hours a day. I generally work 10 to 12. We'll look at colors. You know, I've got a pretty good selection here. Then I can do the neon patterns, do the backgrounds, and it takes us about a week to turn it around.
Okay.
That sounds good.
Good deal.
Thank you.
Largely we do local businesses, small mom and pop places, but we also work for bigger places. It's interesting, it's a challenge. Sometimes it's really fun, sometimes it's just a lot of work, but you know, I look forward to going to work every day. I still do. The sign industry is underappreciated for what we do because the industry now and even in the past has been doing just some phenomenal stuff. A lot of the stuff I collected was just things that, you know, had reached the point where they weren't going to be used again, but you know, some of it was like, I'm not sure why I'm saving it, but I can see the craftsmanship that was involved in it, and so I stuffed stuff behind things. In fact, I found stuff I didn't even know I had anymore, stuffed behind things. And then I actually consciously started collecting stuff that was cool and small, and then I grew into cool and big. They just accumulated. I went to the American Sign Museum in Cincinnati about 3.5 years ago for a sign event, and he has a phenomenal museum. That must have planted the seed. So my wife and I started looking for buildings. One Sunday morning we did our after-church run and worked through this neighborhood and saw the sign on this building. And so we made an offer on it the following Monday. The museum is really at the beginning. You know, we've got a nice critical mass here. We've got enough stuff to make it interesting. We've got a lot of plans yet. There's more to come. There's stuff that hasn't even been touched yet. And we've got things that aren't up, you know, things that are still stowed that I haven't had time to get up, but we have a really nice collection to start with. This one's been stubborn. When the sign was taken down, the SPCA is what it said, but the neon holes don't make any correlation to the letters at all. I started sanding here and I was able to find a D, E, S, but this hole didn't make any sense, so I kept sanding and I picked up the T, and now I can see a ghost of a U, C, S, O, N. I knew that it had been Tucson small animal and desert small animal, but what the configuration was, I had no idea until we started getting into it. And you got to be careful that you don't go too far. because you can completely lose it by sanding all the way through. It's fascinating. It's just one aspect of what we do, but I enjoy that part of it. And I enjoy the research if we can find anything. Part of what I wanted to get across is the industry does so many cool things. And that's why it's called a sign art museum. And it's not specifically a neon museum, you know, and we're introducing things that I haven't seen in any other museums around the country. The direction I chose on the museum was not to have it be locked into any specific time frame, and I'm not locked in specifically to Tucson, but I've got a lot of Tucson stuff, and the focus is Tucson. This is interesting. What we're finding is people are showing up and thanking us for doing what we're doing. That was not a response I expected. You know, I'm doing it because I love it, but they actually appreciate it.